friends, welcome to Vegan Vitality. Today we are going to make a delicious vegan beet burger by Isa Chanda Moskowitz, and she also wrote Vegan Cupcakes Take Over the World, which is another amazing cookbook, and that will be for another time, but I wanted to plug her cookbook also. Okay, so one of the first things you can do to prepare for your beet burger is to pre-cook your rice and lentils. So like I've talked about in a lot of other videos, if you get a rice cooker, it's so simple. You can take 1 scoop, not regular measuring cup, of brown rice and do 3 cups of water, and you just turn it on, walk away. It'll be done in about 30 to 40 minutes. So I already did that to save time. And then the other thing you can do is to cook your lentils. You'll need 1 heaping cup of green or brown lentils. So you can buy them already cooked at Trader Joe's, but it's very easy. I did a cup of water and about a cup of lentils and 2.5 cups of water on the stove, and it only took about 20 minutes. So you could do that the morning of, you could do it the day before, just to save a little time. Then the next thing you're going to do is toast 2 pieces of toast. I love gluten-free bread. So this is my favorite gluten-free bread that I like to plug. It's Food for Life multi-seed rice bread. And I do have to get it at the health food store. But there's so many gluten-free breads, but just in case you're wondering. So I toasted it. I know it doesn't look very happy, but you want to really toast it so it's really, really dry. And then you're going to put it in a food processor. You do need a food processor for this recipe, so don't be afraid. You're going to use your little S blade, and we're going to just peel these pieces of toast apart. And you need a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. It's really going to be fine. It's less than breadcrumbs. It's going to be more like dust once we blend it here. Okay, and then we're going to put our lid on and pulse it.
It's going to be loud.
Hold your ears. So we're going to really get it into fine breadcrumbs. Whoops, excuse me. Hang on. Yeah, it's in there. Okay. All right, keep going. Hold your ears. Here we go. Pull out our blade.
You should do it more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Husband says more. You know what? I actually probably got my toast a little too hard, but...
Just do stop-start a couple times.
Yeah, we'll grind it more. Okay. Here we go. All right. Moving on, so we're going to take out our blade. We're going to move the breadcrumbs into a bowl, okay? And now we have the main ingredient is going to be our beautiful beets, okay? So we're going to switch blades. There we go. So you're going to use about 1.5 of beets, all right? And beets are high in iron, so good for you, that deep red color. All right, I'm going to fill this out. And then I'm going to have Wade actually come in, because when I was new to a food processor, I was always very intimidated. But you're going to, if you want to come on in, you're going to just put them in the top. You're going to press down gently and turn it on. You can see how fast that goes. All right, and then we're going to do another batch here. Okay. It's definitely very messy, so watch your clothes. We'll just take these off. Pull this off. We're done with that blade. We can let that go. And then you can see how beautiful those beets turned out. And we're gonna do a heaping cup. A cup to a heaping cup. I'm gonna pull them all out though, for the most part, but we did about right. Good. Okay, let me just clear this out because we're gonna put in our original blade just one more time. This will definitely help you to become friends with your food processor. Okay, so we got our cup, those awesome beets. All right, moving on, we're gonna add back our S blade and we're gonna pour the beets back in. I just wanted to show you that equaled a cup, so we're good to go. So for you, you could just leave them in, but you will have to switch the blade, so you also might need to take them out. It's up to you. Okay, then we've got our heaping cup of cooked brown or green lentils. Lentils are very high in protein and high in fiber, so great to help you, give you strength and also to clear out your colon and keep your arteries clean. Then we have a cup and 1/4 of a cup of brown cooked rice. Okay, see this coming together? Then I did 3 tablespoons of chopped white onion, and we're going to add that to the bowl with the breadcrumbs. Okay, we're going to mix these together here in a minute. And then we have our spices, which I love. This ground mustard gives it a great flavor. 1 teaspoon ground mustard, 1 teaspoon of thyme. And those are the main 2 spices. And then I did 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper. And I'll definitely put a link in to the recipe when I'm done here. And then we have 2 cloves of garlic, which equals 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. All right, we got that. And we are ready to blend again. All right. So we've got our S blade in. We'll make sure you get that sealed on. Again, plug your ears. Here we go. Okay. Okay, take a look. Give it a little scoop, see it all coming together. All right. I'm going to pull out my blade. Whoops, excuse me. Now you can also, you could serve this. I have 2 French fry recipes on my YouTube channel. One is for oil-free, regular Yukon potatoes, and one is for cinnamon sweet potato fry. So you could serve these vegan beet burgers with either one of those French fry recipes. So we're going to take our mixture, add it to the breadcrumb, and 3 tablespoons of those white chopped onions, okay? This is my favorite beet burger recipe. And you can either cook them on the skillet with a little oil, but we're actually going to bake them to reduce some of the oil. And it's a little easier because you don't have to stand over the stove. Now the last ingredient, we are going to add our almond butter. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of almond butter. And we get this Kirkland brand creamy almond butter. And this, you notice there's no flax egg. So this is our binder, is the almond butter. And of course, it has amazing flavor too. And if you're allergic to almonds or nuts, you could try sunflower seed butter. Sometimes that's a good substitute when people have a nut allergy. All right. Now the last thing you're gonna do is get in there and get your hands dirty and mix it all together. And my husband Wade is gonna do just that for us. He is, I'm gonna have him say hi here.
Hi, I'm the official patty maker and hand masher. So here we go.
Thank goodness.
So one of the main reasons that we have the breadcrumbs in there and we want them pretty dried out and toasty is because they absorb the excess moisture from the beet so that it's not too sticky. But you've got to really actually squish your hand so that the almond butter gets mixed all the way through the whole mixture. I think we're in pretty good shape there, so now it's just kind of a question of, well, you know what, there's a little bit of, looks like almond butter that was stuck to the bottom there. Mix it back in. Great. I'm actually impressed. My wife did a pretty good job of not getting beet juice absolutely everywhere, because it can be nasty and definitely can stain your clothes. So from there, you just break off a piece. You're going to make about 6 patties. So we should be able to
tell them about what size and thickness.
Form up about 6. Well, we're going to bake them instead of frying them to help kind of reduce but to help reduce the oil. So about that thick, you know, 1/4 inch or so, quarter to a half an inch. If you get them too thick, then they'll be gooey in the center, and we actually want them to toast up on the sides. I can just move this over here. Not sure if that one's and
it does require some time, but again, if you can make the rice and the lentils in the morning or the day before, it will just seem less time consuming.
Yeah, and so we're baking them on this silicone baking sheet, and that makes life a lot easier. You could end up standing in front of it. If you're trying to fry them, first of all, you'd be using a lot more oil, and second of all, you could end up standing there for as much as 15 minutes per side, depending on how wet your mixture is. You want a relatively dry mixture, but as you can see, it's not dry, no matter how you slice it.
And if you do want to bake them, you can bake them at 350 for about 25 minutes, and you can flip them halfway. But this way it is easier, so you're not standing over the stove watching them bake and then having them flip, and then you don't have the added oil. But we love them both ways. It's just up to you.
So it looks like we're going to end up with 6. I usually get somewhere between 6 and 7. One of these is going to be, you know what, I'm going to make that one a little bigger. So I broke off a little piece to put on that extra one there. So we usually get somewhere between 6 and 7 patties with this recipe. And the recipe is a little labor intensive just because of that 2-step process of making the rice and the beans in advance. So if you can make it in advance, that sure helps a lot in making the process go a little quicker. And as a matter of fact, we usually end up with extra. We end up making about twice as much rice and twice as many lentils as you need. So we actually will freeze the extra lentils, and we'll freeze the extra lentils and rice in a Tupperware. Give me a hug, honey. Come here.
He looks like a serial killer.
I just got done. But anyway, we'll freeze them so they're ready to go. We'll just put them in a Tupperware, and if you take them out the night before, and maybe let them thaw in the refrigerator, they'll be ready for you to be able to make beet burgers again in a couple of weeks when you're ready to have them again. But anyway, thanks a lot for saving animals with your food choices. That's Kathleen's line. Follow her on Facebook, follow her on Steemit, follow her on YouTube, subscribe, and thumbs up. Pound that like button if you like what you see.
And please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you.
Oh yeah, she answers all the comments, so definitely leave a comment for her.
Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the beet burgers.
Bye-bye.